everybody, it's Eileen Laird. I am the author of the book, A Simple Guide to the Paleo Autoimmune Protocol, which is also called the AIP. And today I'm just doing a quick video to give an overview answering the question, what is it? So it's a diet and lifestyle program that's designed to calm down an overactive immune system, reduce inflammation in the body, heal your digestion, and ultimately reverse autoimmune disease. So that's going to bring up your next question. So what do I mean when I say reverse autoimmune disease? Unfortunately, once the autoimmune genes get tripped in your body, they stay tripped. So it's not like you can cure it, but you can make a huge difference in how it manifests for you. So what that means is that with the Paleo Autoimmune Protocol, our goal is to reduce our symptoms, to reduce our pain levels, to reclaim abilities we thought we had lost forever, to reclaim joy and vitality in our life, and basically live the best life possible we can with autoimmune disease. A bunch of us are doing this, and we invite you to join us. So what does that mean? There are 4 parts of the protocol. The first part is the most famous part probably. It's the foods to avoid. And these are the foods that either stimulate an overactive immune system, increase inflammation, or irritate our digestion. So what we want to do is remove them and allow our bodies to just feel better. So the foods that are removed, the first ones are going to make sense to you. Processed foods are out, sugar is out, what else? Like food additives are out, refined vegetable oils out, and then some other foods that may or may not surprise you depending on how familiar you are with paleo. But all grains are out, so are all legumes, and then all dairy. And then for the autoimmune protocol specifically, there are a few other foods that are removed that are sometimes a problem for people with autoimmune disease specifically. So that's eggs, nightshades, nuts, seeds, and alcohol. And nightshades are a vegetable family that includes potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants, and hot peppers and bell peppers. So you might be hearing this list and freaking out and thinking, there's no way I can do that. I think a lot of us thought that ourselves. And what I would say to you, a couple of things. First of all, it's not forever, and I'll go over that in another minute here. And the other thing is just to realize where you're starting from. So for me specifically, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and it knocked me down so hard, I worried I would never rise again. And I was living in so much pain, and it disabled me, that really a dietary change compared to the life I was living was manageable for me. And I think that's where a lot of us come to this, is we're at rock bottom, we want our lives back, and we're willing to do what's possible to get them back. And this protocol is a really effective first step in that process. So that's the first part of the protocol. The second part are the foods you add. So what foods are left, right? If you're thinking all of your favorite foods are off the table. Well, what's left is really delicious, real foods. It's the stuff people used to eat before grocery stores existed. So it's high quality meat, seafood, fruits, and vegetables. Basically, as wide a variety as you can. And you know what? It's really delicious. And then there are lots of like AIP friendly fats that you'll use, like olive oil and coconut oil, and some of the animal fats like tallow and lard. And there's herbs, to season your meals because you've lost some of those nightshade spices. You can eat really delicious food every day on the AIP, and people are doing it all the time. There are thousands of recipes online you can find. If you look at my blog, I think the name shows up right here on the video. I host a recipe roundtable every week, so that's there to help you. And there's lots of cookbooks out now too. So that's the foods you add, and you also really want to focus on nutrient density. So you want to eat a wide variety of vegetables because they all have so many phytochemicals that work synchronistically in the food. It's so much better than a multivitamin. And you want to eat things like bone broth, which you might hear a little bit about, fermented foods. The wild-caught seafood has omega-3 anti-inflammatory fatty acids, and then high-quality meats, and then we'll talk about this later, is organ meat, if you can stand it, is really nutrient-dense. And you can Google a little bit about that to find out more, but that's an important part of the protocol too. So those are the foods you add. The third step is the reintroduction phase. Remember I said that this isn't forever? Well, What do I mean by that? It means that after you have improved enough that you have, your autoimmune symptoms have gotten a lot better, you've regained a huge quality of life, you have a baseline now to test getting some of these foods back into your diet. And there's a very slow, careful way that you do that. It's like doing a science experiment on your body. You learn to communicate with your body really well by eliminating them for at least 30 days. Some people eliminate them for a few months. Some people it's up to a year before they do reintroductions. But once you start the reintroduction process, the communication between you and your body is really clear and it's really empowering. And you learn, like for me personally, I was able to get eggs back, which was wonderful, and chocolate back, which was wonderful, and nuts and seeds in moderation. But my body very clearly does not like nightshades or dairy of any kind. And that caused me to have rheumatoid arthritis flares. By removing those from my diet, my flares went away altogether. So that's really cool that you learn during the reintroduction process. And then the fourth part of the protocol is the lifestyle measures. So a lot of times people emphasize food so much and healing diets, and food is important, but it's not everything. So the lifestyle piece is important as well. So you want to prioritize your sleep, you want to manage your stress, you want to get outside in the fresh air and sunshine, you want to move in a way that's gentle and good for your body, you want to get support from people in your life, you want to, make room for joy, because that is anti-inflammatory too. So anyway, that's the AIP in a nutshell. The foods to avoid, the foods you add, reintroduction phase, and the lifestyle phase. If you want to learn more, I wrote a book with all of the details. It's written like a conversation between friends, and you can read it in just a few hours and you'd be ready to get started. You can also go to my blog. I have lots of free information, and I just want to welcome you to the community.